Right. Had a couple follow guys, so let's see if I can get him. He's only little, but he's come twice. And he normally just hides, he's been hiding right down there. And every time I go to almost have a look where my lure is, he's right there. So I'm guessing it's a little cod. I'm not after cod today. I've got a yellow belly lure on, but he's been circling around here. So if I get him by accident, it's bycatch today, but I do have a yellow belly lure on. This is what I'm using today, little Vibe. And I've had a couple of follows. I'm not after cod today, but we've had 63 mils of rain in the last week and the river is mad flowing. So I'm just after a nice yellow today, but the cod seem to be a bit more awake than the yellow belly are today, but we'll see how we go. I did have the bigger version of this lure on, which is this one. Now I haven't got anything on him before, but he's the larger version, the big cod one. So I'm really hoping to get something. The amount of fresh water we've had should have stirred them up pretty good. See if I can't get him, because there's a big weed bed just out, probably about that far from the bank, so that's probably about 2 meters, and then you cast just here and just bounce it back, and he's been hitting it around here, so we'll see. So you're just letting it sink. So like the weed beds here, just letting it sink and then just bouncing it over the weed. Make it look like a little shrimp or a little bait fish that's been injured. And just tap, tap, wind, tap, tap, wind. Nothing real fancy about today's fishing, just seeing if the 63 mils of rain woke them up. So just let it sink and tap, tap. Tap tap. But every now and again you'll hook a bit of weed and you'll have to just start again. He's only about probably 50 centimeters, I reckon, the fish that's been following me. But I'm really after the big fat yellows that live in here, because it's not cod season until the 1st of December, so need to really get some yellow belly going. It's very, very windy today, so I'll try and keep you out of the wind as much as I can. Seems to be coming, so I might let it sink a little bit extra, get it right down at the bottom, and then see if I can't get him to come up. Very, very windy today, so I don't like my chances. of getting anything today. But I've had 2 followers, so that's a start. A lot of weed, so got to fight the weed. Every second or third cast ends up looking like this. Just peel him off and make him look a bit more realistic, I guess. Just trying to find a spot where there's no weed in the river and then beating the wind to it. Let it sink, give him a bit of a lift, a bit of a jig, sink, and then but I've been getting a lot of weed, so I don't know if you can see it on camera just how clear it is right near my feet. So it's probably about a metre clear, and then the rest of it's just too stirred up at the moment still. But if you might notice something different, if you have a look there where that log is, that's where I normally fish, but today I'm on the other side of the river. I didn't film how to get here because it's a sporting oval, so, but yeah, normally I'm fishing over there where that log is. I'm on the opposite side today. See if I can't change things up a bit. So we're meant to get a massive storm tonight or this afternoon, but starting to get really black out that way and way up there, so I don't know if that'll turn them on or what. We'll see how things go. So far 2 lookers, but no yellow belly. They've been cod because they've come right to the bank. But I might have to wind a little bit faster just to miss this weed, I think. All right, hooked on, guys. Just as I turn the camera off. Oh, nice yellow. I'll try and get him. I'm a little bit on a bank here, so I'll do my best. He's only just hooked. But he's literally just hooky. I only just missed him. I had to turn the camera off again. So I really hope I can get him for you. He's a nice size. He's probably about 45, I reckon. It's just getting him is the hard bit because I'm by myself. I need to find a better way down. Just don't know how long he's gonna stay on, because I'm gonna go arse in here in a minute. Oh, look out, I might be able to get down a bit better. If I can get him, that would be great. Well, I've got the lure. Oh, yeah. What do you reckon about that one, guys? Woohoo! Yeah, boy. Got one. Yellow belly. All right. Now he's accidentally hooked himself in the mat, in the bloody thing. So let's get a measurement on him real quick. Just pop this drag off. Rod's playing up today. Oh, there he is. What do you reckon about that one? Oh, he's got him. I just got to get him out of the net. As I was trying to get him up, so just make sure the net's free before I deal with him. So, this is kind of cool. He had 2 goes at this, would you believe it? I'll do the best I can to get a... Alright, so... Guesses anybody? Let's try and get this out of his mouth really quick. My pliers are still in my saltwater bag, but let's measure him while the going's good. Oh, don't do that. He's still very fresh. Still not happy that I caught him, but so we're gonna go with alright, there you go guys. Nice 43 centimetre cod, sorry for yellow belly, and the lure I got him on, if you are interested. I have to see if they sell them anymore, but they are these ones. They call them a Thunder. Yep. And that's what did the damage today. So we'll get this out. Forgot to bring my pliers, but I'll see what I can do. But if you were going to eat him, he's legal. Minimum size, New South Wales is 30 and he is 45. So I've just got to try and... He's got like a lovely hump on his head. You get some nice fillets off him. No fat belly, probably because there's a big storm coming too. Just waiting on a friend who's meant to be coming, so but I should be able to get these out. He's just done a number. He's hooked himself through the top and bottom lip on this little guy. All right, there's my mate there now, coming over the bridge. So I won't keep him out too long. And he's a male, as you can see. Male, he's squirting his white stuff. It's a perfect breeder. Now I've got to try and run up that hill and get a release of this guy. Oh, as quick as I can. I'm sure that was him. Well, maybe it wasn't. Thought it was him coming over. But that's all right. Oh. We'll get it out the old-fashioned bush way. Thought that was him coming over the bridge. But that's okay. Ow! And that is why the spikes. Don't do that. Oh, he got me good. All right, now he's loosened that lure. Got me goods. Whew. Where is he? Ow. Don't want him out of the water too long. Oh, there's a bit of blood everywhere. Okay, let's see, has he... All right, he got me really good here. I might have to get rid of him and deal with this. Okay, I think I got him. Oh, I just can't see, sorry. I'm bleeding absolutely everywhere. Just don't want it. I've almost got it, but my bloody pliers, I thought I'd broke. Oh, got me fucking again. Oh, got me again with his gill rakers. Oh. So that's what I get, I guess. He's like, well, that's what you get. So there he is, guys. I'm just trying to give you There you go. So he's not, oh fucking hell, sorry, got me again. Oh, I think I'm just going to let him go. A, because he's really cranky, and B, I am absolutely bleeding everywhere. But that's him. So not a bad one. 45, and we'll get him on his way. I'll just quickly run up the hill and show my mate that's coming, because he doesn't believe I catch them. Mind you, I'm bleeding absolutely everywhere. Look what I just got. I don't know, I've got to see how bad it is yet. Just gonna go let him go. Give him a bit of a swim too, guys, just because he's been out a few minutes. So what I'll do is I'll quickly put him in the net and I'll give him a bit of a splash. He should be right though. Just needs a bit of help, that's all. There he goes, yep. All right, so he should be good now. If I just let him go through the net. You ready? Into the water. There you go, big boy, see? Just need a bit of oxygen left in him. Just needs a bit of oxygen. All right. Welcome to the very first catch and cook. Now, yesterday we got a 45 centimeter yellow belly. Tried to release him, didn't quite work so well. So we just filleted it. We just did a couple of fillets. Didn't film that bit because that was going to take too long. But we got 2 nice fillets. Yellow belly, golden perch, or if you're in South Australia, it's actually called callop. So, and we've got just some little basic ingredients today. Salt and pepper. Salt, what have we got? Whole black peppercorns, sea salt, garlic salt, a fresh lime, a lemon, and some butter. So we're going to probably do the big one, the big fillet. We're going to do it in the fry pan with some butter, some pepper, some garlic salt, and a bit of lime and lemon. So we'll do the big one first, eh? All right. Try not to smell like fish too much. Turn him on. If it wants to go. No, that one doesn't want to. That one does. Yeah. Alright, so first things first, we're just going to put a little bit of butter. We don't measure things around here. Just straight in the fry pan like that. Wait till it gets super hot. And I prefer cooking in butter than oil. It's healthier and it tastes better. Always something that doesn't want to work. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to wait for that to heat up really quickly. Just a bit of butter in the fry pan. And we've dried him out with some paper towel. So he's got no slime. He's very good. So, and I've just burnt myself, but that's alright. What is it? This has been really weird. Right, try that a third time lucky, huh? So all we're going to do is we're going to get a bit of garlic salt. Just going to put a little bit on the skin. Not too much, just give him a rub. And a bit of pepper. And that down just a little bit, because we don't want to burn the poor fish to death. Nice little bit of flavour, and we're going to go skin side down first, like that. Turn the heat down a bit, and then we got a lemon and a lime, so it doesn't roll away on me. And we've got to try and beat the rain at the same time. So we're just going to cut a bit of a lemon in half, give a bit of a squeeze, throw them away because you don't want those, and then just keep checking it so make sure it doesn't stick. So this yellow belly was 45 centimetres. Minimum legal length in New South Wales is 30, so he was well over legal. And a bit of lime. Just to see what all these flavours taste like. And while that's cooking, we will get the other side ready, which we're going to do in foil. So we're going to fry one side and poach the other, and see which one tastes better. So this will be my first catch and cook video, so if it's a bit rushed, sorry, but just trying to get one done. So all you're going to do is a couple of bits of foil. So we're going to start with one, and you're going to make a little boat, skin side down. Always make sure he's not sticking. And this time we're going to go with just the lemon on the inside. You don't really want the seeds because they're really bitter. A bit of garlic salt. Nothing too, and a squeeze of lime, and then you're just going to wrap him up like a little parcel. Fold him in at the side so it doesn't leak, and then just tuck that side in, tuck him in, and there you've got a little fillet with a parcel, and we're just going to steam him in the fry pan. And we'll see how this is looking. Alright, so look at that for crispy skin. Nice crispy, not burnt. So this is just basic flavours. And we've had a lot of rain lately, so cleared out the river. It's not going to be stinky. And Greg's here today. He's going to be my guinea pig. So if it's no good, he'll tell me. So while that's cooking, just keep turning it. Keep an eye on it. You don't want it to burn. And I would just grab a plate. Alright, I'm back. We've got a plate and 2 forks, and that is starting to smell pretty good. So I'll just turn it down a bit. And I might just squeeze a little bit more lemon, and we're getting rained on by the looks of that. So we'll see how far we get with this. Wasn't supposed to rain today, but I think it's raining.
Trying.
It's trying to rain, but that's all right. We'll just keep an eye on that for a few more minutes longer. Just get some stuff out just in case it does rain. Move some stuff out of the way. Because by the looks of this, I think it's going to try and rain. And this is a really big fillet. So it's 45 centimeters and we didn't waste a thing. So this is going to be really, really nice, I hope. So, as long as we can get it done before it rains. I don't know if you can see it, but it is starting to sprinkle pretty good. We'll just turn the heat up a little bit. And of course our neighbour, always a bit of thunder and lightning. Always the way when you're trying to do a catch and cook. It's either thundering and lightning or the neighbours are trying to mow the lawn. So very simple, basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 6 ingredients. So you don't really want to add too much. Try and keep the flavour if you can. So I hope this turns out pretty good, and if you like catch and cooks, we'll do some more, but it's just timing at the moment. Everyone's so busy. I'll turn him up a bit, and this one just has to go straight in, and it'll just cook itself, steam it from the inside out, pretty much like a Hot Pocket. And it is sprinkling. So hopefully it'll pass. So it's starting to look really good now. Just got to keep it going for a bit longer because it's a rather large fillet. But you don't want to undercook fish either because you'll end up in the hospital. Or you'll end up in the toilet. I might be able to sneak this piece in, I reckon. We'll sneak him in just because it's raining, and here I reckon he will cook nicely in there. So you've got the big fillet and the parcel one, and we will just turn the heat up real good. That way they can both cook at once. And we'll sprinkle a little bit more lime in the foil. So nothing fancy about today's cooking. A couple ingredients from Coles and a couple of hours at the river. And hopefully we don't get struck by lightning, because that would really suck. So we're going to flip this big one now over again. So we just flipped him over. So he's looking really good. And we'll just do a bit of a, see how it's cooking. Couple of more minutes. And it's looking really flaky, look. It's only been in there, what? I don't know, what does it say? Been recording for 12 minutes. I don't know if you can see that, but it's nice and flaky. So it's nearly ready. Trying to do this as quick as I can, but also make it look pretty cool at the same time. So this is a perfect pan size. You don't want them any bigger because they get real fatty under the belly. But 30 to 45 is a good fry pan size fish. And we're going to get struck by lightning probably. Knowing our luck. Because that's the sort of luck we seem to have. And it is just falling apart. You can see that it's just falling apart. So it's not long, a couple of minutes now. Just on the thicker part of the fish. And the frame won't go to waste, it's going into a shrimp trap for yabbies, hopefully for another video. So we'll see about that one. And you can tell if it's really fresh because it will just fall apart like that. It will just absolutely fall to pieces. So, and that means it's almost nearly ready as well. And then look, a bit of the skin there is just falling off. And I only cooked it in butter because the natural oils in the fish skin, you don't need any extra. Unless you really like an oily feed, but so it's coming along nicely now, nearly ready. And I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder, but we're trying to do this as quick as we can. And the one in the parcel, I'll leave it a bit longer until it starts steaming out of the foil, and that's when I'll flip it over. Nearly ready. So as you can see, it just fell apart. So it's really fresh and flaky, so not long now. So it's not going to look pretty, but hopefully it's going to taste really good. Bit of extra garlic salt. Can never have too much, unless you hate garlic. Do you hate garlic, Greg?
No.
So we'll both smell like vampires. And I can hear the parcel steaming away nicely. Yeah. So we might do a bit of a taste test here and see what it looks like. Get a bit of the crispy skin. Stuff that's been in the butter. That's a bit of the skin. Bit of the fish. Not bad. About a 8 out of 10. You can't even tell it was in the river. It's got no fishy taste. Tastes really good. And I think we're ready for that to come out. So it's not going to look pretty, only because the fry, like there's your crispy skin part. Nice bit of fillet. Maybe when I get more practice at doing this, we actually might work out a way that it doesn't fall to pieces, if I might roll it in egg or breadcrumb later on. But that's the one with the skin. So just a little bit of burnt skin, but if I pull that back, all nice white flesh, no bones. So there we are, Greg. Tuck into that and see what you think, because I reckon, yeah, I'll give Greg some, because he's too shy today. So let's see what he thinks. But this, for river fish, I don't think tastes too bad. A fresh squeeze of lemon, and see what that tastes like. Oh, the lemon really does it. I'm gonna try a bit of that with the lemon, Greg. Oh, I just squeezed it all over. And a lot of people hate freshwater fish because it tastes like mud and dirt. That we've just had nearly 80 mils of rain in the last week. So all that flush out, and the fish are on the shrimp, they're on the yabbies. You can't even tell that was like a river fish. Now, a little bit more. And I'm going to turn the parcel now. Turn the bit that's in there. And it's not fancy, but doesn't have to be fancy to taste good. And that turned out awesome. And look at the crispy skin. Crispy skin. So, here you go, Greg, have a bit of crispy skin. While Greg's tasting that, we'll keep an eye on this. And we've got a little bit of lemon, a little bit of lime left, if we need it in there, but it's not too far away. Just turn it down a little bit. What do you reckon about that?
Can't get much better than that.
Tastes pretty good, huh? So there's your crispy skin, garlic salt, pepper, lemon, lime. No bones.
As you're saying, you can eat the skin.
Yeah, and you can eat the skin. Fresh is better. So the fresher the fish is, the better. Like this was caught yesterday afternoon. It was gutted at the river. It was brought straight home, put in 4 bags, in the freezer, in the chill. Got it out this morning, defrost. I filleted it, didn't film that part, and then straight in here. So the fresher you can get it, the better it's going to taste and be good for you, and you won't get sick. So if you like this style of cooking, need to put it in the comments or I will not see it, and I will try and keep it going because I've got to wait till December so I can do more cod fishing. But until then it will be yellow belly, and we did manage to see a big, at least 80 centimeter European carp in the river. If we can do a video on him to try and get him out because he's a pest, we'll do that as well. But we might have something sneaky coming in the mail, Greg tells me. We might get that carp. We'll see. She just went out with the wind. I don't really want to burn myself either. I will crank the heat up on that. And I mean, look at that. That is just awesome. What do you reckon? Tiny, tiny little bit in some spots. But I reckon it's not too bad.
Damn good.
So, well, and that was cooked for about, what, 15 minutes?
Even better with crispy skin.
Yeah, and even better with the crispy skin, Greg says. So if you like crispy skin, skin side down first, otherwise it will fall to pieces. Skin side down, leave it 6-7 minutes, flip it over, and then it won't fall to pieces. So let's open this up, because we've got thunder. We're right in the line for a storm. So let's see what this part here looks like. Open up our little parcel. See what it looks like in here. Can that still see me? Can the camera still see me? Yep. So it's stuck a little bit to the skin, but that's okay, because we're not worried about the skin this time because it was more of a poach. It's cooking in its own juices pretty much. So a healthier way of eating, if you don't want to do oils or butters, if you look at that, just peeled the foil back, and that's just crispy white. It's almost ready, but just poached in its own juices. A couple more minutes, and I reckon it will be ready to eat. But until then, we might have a bit more of this one. I'm going to put my glasses on, sorry, but it's really bright and there's a big storm coming and I actually can't see much without them. So we're just going to peel a bit off here, just to give it a bit more cooking. Open it up a bit. And I don't know if you can see that, but if I just lift that up, it'll just fill the juices. So clear, and I don't think that's far away from being ready. So we might turn it off. We'll just let that finish cooking. Pretty much just poached it in its own juices, wrapped it up like a parcel. Turn the gas off, let everything cool down, and we'll see how this part turns. And you don't have to eat the skin because it's a bit sloppy, but the skin wasn't for this one. So you just peel the skin all back and you are left with a nice fillet. Oh, and there's a bit of bone. Always watch the bones. Doesn't matter how good you are, you'll always miss one. And Greg's got one. And then look at that. Flaky, white fish. So I'm just going to loosen him up a bit because the foil's still hot. And I mean, look at that. For a freshwater fish, you wouldn't even know the difference. So we're just going to let him cool. We're going to squirt a little bit of lime on it. And the flies have turned up because they think there's a free feed and everything. Get the seeds out because they're really gross. And there you go. You've got poached yellow belly, healthy white flaky flesh. And let's go for it. Oh, that is awesome. You got to get in on that. So, nothing fancy about today's cooking at all. Mate, that is awesome right there. So, white, flaky, juicy, in its own juices so it didn't dry out. Alright. Well, we're going to finish. While we finish that, well, we'll finish the video up there, and I've still got another special video coming. It'll either be before this one or after, and if you want to see this again, let me know, and we'll keep it going. So, we'll see you next time.